Welcome back to CT Sports Now here on Vantage Sportsnet, and of course the CW20. Pete Paguaga is here now from Game Time CT. I'm rolling right along because I got that right, didn't I?
You nailed it. Perfect. Thank you for having me, and as always.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you for coming in. Are you kidding? You get to drop a little hockey knowledge on us.
Always
so
fun.
I'll start by saying what's going on over at Xavier.
Well, we know that Nick Costanzo is not the coach there anymore, and that's really all we know as of right now. I'm only 10 games in, but that's really all we know.
It's been a struggle for the 10 games. They've only gotten a couple of wins, and those are outside of.
Yeah.
Is it results related, driven, or?
I don't think anyone knows at this point. You don't really want to speculate. But look, they're 2-8, and that's really all we know. I mean, they lost a lot of kids from last year's team, so.
Yeah, you hope it's not results related at this level, right? You want it to be about something else, but you don't want it to be anything too serious either. All right, let's talk about some of the teams. Ridgefield just continues to win, knocking off New Canaan the other night.
Good. They're so good.
And on the other side, so we'll talk about Ridgefield because they know. I was looking at their schedule, saying where could they get stuck up here?
Nowhere.
Greenwich may not be the team that we all thought they were going to be early, especially after what we saw, what happened to them up north of the state, up in Simsbury. But
Northwest Catholic.
Yeah. But how good is this Ridgefield team?
This Ridgefield team is the best team in the state. I think I tweeted it out the other day. I was like, Ridgefield's here, and then all the way down here is everyone else trying to figure out who the second best team in the state is. I mean, you look at the Ridgefield schedule. They played Darien twice in a back-to-back last week. Darien's a number 2 team. Darien, they're my number 2 team. I've been voting them at number 2. And Ridgefield beat them 3-2 in overtime and then shut them out the next night 2-0. I don't think the next challenge that Ridgefield might have is if they play Darien in the FCX championship or the FCX playoffs.
We're talking, it seems, a lot about the southern half and particularly the shoreline with the hockey powers. But we mentioned for a moment the Lions in Northwest Catholic. I saw them yesterday. They're not a big physical team, but skate.
Oh, the boys from the north. I mean, I was up there last week, got to catch up with them, and these boys can play. I mean, they are something else. You look at their schedule. They play a CCC schedule. They play a lot of D2 teams, maybe some D3 teams thrown in there, a lot like the FCX schools, but they only play a handful of the powers through the state that we see. But they beat Notre Dame West Haven last week. They beat Greenwich. Obviously, this isn't the same Greenwich team from the beginning of the year.
And they beat them 7-0.
Yeah, they still beat them. So I mean, I'm all aboard the Lions train. The boys in the north is what I like to call them because they're. When I was talking to them, they're like, I think people forget that we're up here in the north all alone. And, I mean, there's only been 2 teams from that area to ever win a D1 state title, and it hasn't happened in a really long time.
Let's move on now to D3 because you've got some teams in D3. This Daniel Hand team is coming together. You had a piece on them earlier this week on Game Time CT.
Yes, Mike Fornabayo. I got to go see them, and, look, I like Daniel Hand. I think they're really good, and I think they're playing really well. That said, in their only loss to Lyman Hall in Division III, they got smoked. They've kind of played their schedule. They're kind of in the easy part of their schedule, but it's awesome to see after everything that happened last year surrounding that program with they had a new the coach left towards the end of the year, and there was all this stuff just going around the program. Coach Brian has just done an absolute amazing job of getting these kids to buy in. That's what he was talking about after the game. He was talking to the captains, like, 3 of you guys bought it. It all started with you. They're playing unbelievable. And it's really nice to see. It's going to be nice to see when they start playing some of the bigger teams in Division II. In Division III, but they do play a lot of teams from Division II as well.
Well, they do. And you mentioned Lyman Hall beating them. And coming up, but Lyman Hall and Sheehan should have another battle. For bragging rights at the Division III level as well, right?
Yeah, I mean Sheehan and Lyman Hall. Me and Mike Fornabayo joked that the D3 championship's going to have to go through Wallingford. I said that last year, and both teams didn't make it out of the second round. But, you got players on Lyman Hall like Kyle Roberts and Matt Pettit and Kyle's younger brother, Jack. And, they got a great coach in Rishi Minix and a returning goaltender in Andrew Sacco. They can play. They can score. And then over at Sheen, you got the Romano brothers, Tyler Robinson's in net, a great coach in Festa. When those 2 teams get together, it's going to be great. I mean, they usually fill out Wesleyan, which is pretty incredible for a Division III game.
I saw them play yesterday over BBD, a pretty good team, the Brookfield Bethel Danbury team. Also saw that Joel Barlow Weston Abbott Tech.
They can score.
Oh my gosh! It was like
score.
They won 9-6. They've got some guys on that team. Travis Nussbaum had 8 points yesterday.
I had 3 points in my entire high school hockey career. This kid had 4 assists and 4 goals in one game. They can score. They have something like they're averaging just this morning. They're averaging 8 goals a game.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
absolutely absurd.
Crazy. And they're fun to watch. And from what I understand, the Barlow kids make up the defense, the Weston kids make up the offense, and the Abbott Tech kids make up the goaltending.
Well, it's amazing because the Weston kids used to be on Staples.
Yeah.
When Staples made that run to D3 a couple years ago. So it's nice to see those Western kids are playing, but that's awesome that they're like, spread out and stuff like that. But they're scoring at will right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
It's always fun to have Pete Paguaga here, and Pete, we appreciate it. We hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely.
Hockey season only half over.
It's my favorite day when you come in. I like the get up too.
Thank you.
Like
that gritty?
I love it.
Like that gritty?
Love it.
It was a very gritty performance today.
Yes, it was.
Smooth as the ice he was talking about. We'll be right back with more here on CT Sports Now.